Today we're going to be talking about areas of focus for reflective practice and core reflective practices model. Core's three key components to reflection are: one, planning. Now, I am a quote person. I love quotes. I feel like it's a great way to get your message across in a very short, concise way. But we're going to start with planning. Planning is bringing the future into the present so that you can do something about it now, by Alan Lakein. Now let's think about that for a minute and how that relates to reflective practices. Now, one might be thinking that, right, through this entire study, we've been talking about reflection and it occurring naturally. And if it occurs naturally, how can we plan for it? Well, what we're looking at is planning after the reflective thought and how to record that natural reflection and make sure that we do something with it. We take action. So let's look to the right and look at our action plan table, if you will. The first thing we want to look at is technology integration for reflective practices. Be selective in tool choice and centralize. When you're planning, go through the tech tools that have been listed and maybe even some of your own that you might be more familiar with or would rather use because you're already using it. And really think about how you want to lay out your reflective thought process or the action portion of the reflection. And think about those technology tools that can help you get there. Think about your supporting cast members. Now, when you take action, you want to make sure that you have somebody or people, colleagues, that you can lean on to give you valuable input about what you're reflecting on and where you want to go with that reflection. What do you want to learn from it? Where do you want to grow? What area, what soft skill do you want to grow from that reflection? We need to designate time for the why. In order to make this reflective process work, you have to set aside some time to go back and think about why you had that thought, when you had that thought, and what can be learned from it. Finally, your soft skills stakeholder survey. Now, as we move through this, or as we get to the end of our key components, we'll talk more about the soft skills stakeholder survey. We are going to look, or you are going to have the ability to look at what your peers think that you do on a daily basis, okay? So the To Know Me assessment will be something that you've already taken, and there's an option on that assessment to get peer feedback. Now, that's something we'll dive a little deeper in later on, where you'll know how to go through that peer survey, how to get it out to your peers, and what to do with that data. Now, key component 2 is implementing. The biggest competition is myself. I'm not looking to follow others or pull them down. I'm planning to test my own boundaries. Now, that's what we want to do with this reflective process. We want to get out of our comfort zone, think about why we acted a certain way, why we thought about something, when we thought about it, and how we can learn from it. Now, this implementation process has 3 steps or 3 portions. We're going to designate, delegate, and then activate. We're going to designate the time when it's going to occur. And when I say when it's going to occur, I'm talking about the why. We're going to delegate. delegate those team members and give them what you want them to pull out of you. Explain to them what you're looking for from them, where they have an idea over the course of the school year to be conscious of that when they're around you, or when you're put in certain situations together. And then obviously activate. We're going to activate this plan that we just put in, or that we're planning to put in. We're going to make sure that we are doing the things that we say we're going to do, that we're keeping up with those things, because obviously that would be part of the evaluation for the study, and grow. Speaking of growth, that brings us to key component number 3. In my mind, the most important portion is, what are we doing to grow from this experience? People with a growth mindset believe that they can improve with effort. They outperform those with a fixed mindset, even when they have a lower IQ, because they embrace challenges, treating them as opportunity to learn something new. Travis Bradbury. That speaks volumes. You have to be open-minded. Many minds are better than one. No one person is going to have every answer. So that's the reason that we want to reach out and we want to delegate who we want to delegate our peers to make sure that we get beneficial feedback. Not only that, we want to take our reflections, take our recordings, and develop in our mind where we think we need to go with this growth pathway. Now, I mentioned the soft skills assessment earlier. Soft skills is a big thing in this day and age, and how we can improve on those is really the center of the research here at CORE. Now, what I've done is I've put together a chart of the 23 competencies / soft skills that are a part of the TONOMI Administrator's Assessment. And what we're going to do with this study is we're going to pick a small portion, and when I say small portion, 3 to 4 soft skills that we feel like we really need to improve on. And we are going to put together a growth plan based on those soft skills. Now, these soft skills that I'm talking about can be seen here in this chart. We've got several: collaborating, communicating, building partnerships, inspiring, digitizing the learning environment, generating technology policies and procedures. No one is going to be strong in every one of these areas. The key is to find the ones that you see you need the most improvement on. Use that data, the data from the TONOMI assessment that you participated in, and then the data from the peer evaluation in congruence with your reflection journals, if you will, and develop a growth pathway. That is our final goal for this study. Now, let's move on